G2, the perfect teammate. They take it all. Here comes the closed door. It's not back. It's Nicolo, but the quest is oh my God! Claps, everybody. You know the story. You know the legend.
Welcome back to the League of Legends EMEA Championship, where 2 direct qualification slots for Worlds are up for grabs this weekend. We started things off on Friday with Vitality staying in the running for Worlds 2025 as they qualified for the summer playoffs by taking down Heretics after a gruesome wake-up call in Game 1. On Saturday, however, GX proved exactly why they are not just a scrimming team. They took down the former Gatekeepers BDS in a decisive 3-0. And today, we start our road to Madrid in the upper bracket with KC against G2, where one will emerge as our first qualifier to Worlds 2025. For KC, redemption for their spring split is on the line, with all eyes on the mid lane as Vladdy remains on the starting roster. The blue wall stands behind them as they push one step closer to fulfilling Kameto's dream of winning Worlds. For G2, there is even more to prove. EMEA has lost faith in the fallen kings of the LEC. With little time left in the year to meet their army's expectation, show this project has what it takes and prove that there is no version of G2 that goes a full year without winning a trophy. G2 and KC are not just looking to win the summer split. They're looking to fulfill lifelong dreams, to silence the doubts their fans and themselves have had throughout the year, and to send one clear message. This is our league. So sit back, strap in, and change your passwords. It all starts here right now in our match of the week.
The other group seemed like a bit stronger than ours, and obviously like Koi and KC, which are great teams as well. They're really strong as so like you have to put the respect on all of these teams.
I think G2 actually looked pretty good on the only series they played. We know how to win the games, we know how to be the best team in the league. Yeah, we just want to keep doing that. We want to keep working on the mistakes we do and then just get better at it.
Broke blade in the mid, did use his ulti in the previous fight. Bukata's starting to retreat, and here goes Cap! It doesn't matter! Kill him 5 times! Kill him 6 times! He's there right when you need him!
You like at a really high, and then you're losing and you're like going really low. You just have to accept that, well, you played bad, you did some mistakes, and then you have to get the mindset back, the work and everything.
You will have to give 100% like every single day to actually make it to Worlds.
Argument in effect, he's got himself a pop blossom angle. He's going to find them all. He snuck in to bring Casey back on down.
We're gonna be doing much better now. Like we know the mistakes, we reviewed it, like all the games we lost, and we learned like a lot from these mistakes.
My philosophy is to grind a bit more, and we're gonna keep grinding until we get to China, you know.
With the top 6 teams locked in for playoffs, we are now officially entering international stakes territory here at the LEC, where exactly 2 slots are up for grab this weekend to qualify for Worlds 2025. I'm Ginny, your host, joined with Odo, and all I got to say is, Worlds!
It is Worlds, right? And what a way to kick it off with KC versus G2, the rematch of our winter finals.
Oh, this is such an exciting one, but it's definitely been a busy 2 weeks ahead of this game as well on social media, with rumors swirling around who's actually going to be starting in the KC's mid lane.
Yeah, it's been 2 long weeks. I feel like the rumors even ramped up towards the end with Rodrigo doing the infamous detective, trying to figure out who is starting between Vladdy and Niski, and it is Vladdy, right? To everyone's, I guess, question, because his performance has been dipping a little bit. We can't really beat around the bush. I feel like in winter and in spring, he has been, you know, the blue wall, literally the blue wall in KC's game plan. But right now in summer, I feel like this is also the time where he started to struggle a little bit. His stats has been going a little bit lower. He found himself in positions where he needs to do just a little bit more than he's perhaps comfortable. And that also just begs to question the champion pool, because he has been failing a little bit to adapt with the champions that he's playing. Because before in spring, in winter and spring, he was always playing these sort of control mages. He was playing the Azir, the Rights, and even Talia, you know, roams around the map, but still a control mage. That's where we found the best performances of Vladi, because all he had to do was just hold the fort. He was always the guy who was always there doing well, you know, especially, you know, against Cats, which is also our matchup for today. He was always doing really well, holding the fort. He was playing, getting leads and overall holding, but now he has 0% win rate on the champions that the meta seems to be following, these sort of more proactive mages that need to go around the map, you know, get the power, impose his play style on the enemy and find leads for your other teammates. So that's why also I feel like he's been struggling a little bit.
It's also a really difficult position to be in when we're looking at Vladi, because you also have Niski as a potential threat in the back of your head that you're always going to have to keep your eyes out for. But that's the thing over here at KC, right? And they've had this break week where we genuinely expected them to work a little bit more in their team harmony.
Well, yeah, with these 3 weeks, it's been a long time. It really feels like it's one of those periods of time where it either makes or breaks the team, especially with this sort of, you know, pressure and the decisions, or is Niski going to play? Is Vladi still going to be playing? Because I also heard rumors that, you know, Niski got some play time. So it does bring the question up here, did they fix enough? And given the fact that they're still going with Vladi for today, it really does show that they have a lot of confidence to, you know, fix up these problems that they have been having for this summer split.
Well, thank you so much for your takes on Vladi and what we can be expecting. Over on the other side, however, we have G2, and Madrid is their last chance to secure any title this year, which is a crazy position to be in, Vedi, because this is literally G2 that we're talking about.
Yeah, I mean, G2 has had a pretty interesting year overall. Even though they've been able to make back-to-back finals, for the standards of this organization, that just hasn't been enough. And they have set their sights on a title. They want to guarantee themselves first seed heading into the World Championship. And while throughout this year they've shown in the playoffs they can get to the finals, there's still that question mark of, are things different this time around?
And that's a question that they're going to have to answer today, because honestly, Rob, as well, it feels like finally the pieces of the puzzle, the vision that G2 had at the start of the year, it's coming together.
Yeah, and it kind of, this has to be it. Like, it's make or break at this stage. And my eyes are kind of drifting towards Skymand and Labrov, as you've already highlighted. These were the new pieces. These were the pieces that had to shine to make this organization work. And I think especially for Skymand, he has been spectacular in that role. He's had a plethora of different champions he's able to bring to the board. He's been supporting his lanes exceptionally well, making sure that he can shadow people, especially like Broken Blade, when he brings out some of these unique picks. He's been all around the map, and I think both him and Labrov have really stepped into their own and understanding where they need to be on the map to support the winning pieces of G2 and support the winning organization in theory.
Absolutely. I mean, we have this kind of smorgasbord of champions plastered are behind us just to illustrate the kind of diverse styles that Skymand has brought to this team. And as you highlighted, there were a lot of questions surrounding the introduction of these players, but it's nice to see both Skymand and Labrov finally fitting into place. The question is it overhype? Because we know that they came from Group B. We've seen now that both teams from Group A are the ones that have qualified for playoffs, and there is that question mark of how strong is G2 really?
It feels like the way that this direction is going here is all eggs in the Vladi basket on the side of KC, whereas on G2 it's more of a team effort.
I 100% agree. I think the way I look at G2 is that it's not like they have very good people in each of their individual roles, but it's more about having that all come together as a unit where they understand, hey, I need to push this wave on side so I can be at this position for this objective, so I can make sure that we're working as a team. And that has always been the way that G2 have won, even though they have some of the best players. And I think that's why Skymand and Labrov needed to step up. I mean, you heard kind of Labrov talk about on Euphoria that it was a lot of pressure on him, and I can imagine it was the same for Skymand about trying to adapt to this G2 organization, but it finally feels like they're getting there.
I mean, all I know is that coming into this game, they're two really strong teams. It's going to be a powerhouse matchup. There's so many matchups to keep our eyes on that we don't have enough time. I'm just ready to get in the game.
Oh, you and me both, brother. And as we head into today's game, one thing for certain, everyone's talking about this matchup. Laura's also ready on the arena floor to check in with fans and Skymand in our Marriott Bonvoy pregame check-in to get this started.
Thank you so much, Ginny. I'm with Alexandre and Romaric with a beautiful vintage jersey from KC. Do you have any words of encouragement for Vladi today?
Yes, Vladi had to fill up second shoes. Nobody thought he could do it, but no matter what, in the second year of KC in LEC, he got the first LEC title. I mean, it's amazing. No one thought he could do it, but he did it anyway while being the MVP of the final. So life, there is lows and downs, but no matter what, KC fan, we will be there. we will be there.
Alexandre, do you want to add something?
Yeah, great players shows up in great matches. That's all.
You got it. Who do you think is going to be the best player from your team?
I think it's definitely going to be Broken Blade. He's been grinding a lot of champs in solo queue. He's really confident, and I think from what I've seen in his interviews with like other journalists and content creators, he's starting to get confident in his off-meta picks, and I think that's going to be the difference against Casey today.
Any champion that you want to see the top father playing today?
Mundo is always very fun.
Who do you think is going to win?
Oh, I think it's going to be a 3-2 for G2, and I hope for a clear top lane.
All right, 3-2 G2.
As well as Fearless Draft, I hope for best of 5 games, so I'm going to say 3-2 G2 as well.
And what's your prediction?
I must say it's a close one. I think Casey takes first, but afterwards 3-4 G2, and it's 4 games.
What makes you think that you guys are going to win today?
See how many titles we got. It's just facts.
Yeah, just facts, simple facts. What is your prediction then? How many games?
3-0 easy.
Now, simple question. What should the password be after what you're going to do to G2 today?
I think it's going to be like Niski diff, because of course Niski is going to come and show that Caps is a fraud. So
Subski maybe today. Thank you so much. I'm going to join Skumon now for the pregame interview. Thank you so much for joining me. It's the big day. Actually, everything has been ramping up the whole week, but you guys have been ramping up as well. From the time you guys went back to MSI, there's a lot of improvements actually. Positioning on the map, you and Lebrov working together. What do you identify as the most crucial improvements and maybe the key that you were missing out before?
I mean, I think that we are all like way more aware of like what is our game plan in general. Like starting from early game to the mid game, knowing our strength of our team comps and how we want to play the game depending of like what champ we have, what enemy champs they have as well, right? Trying to either like just stop enemy composition to just walk well, right? And also I think we did a pretty good job on like vision tracking and vision control, and I think it's been pretty great so far.
Yeah, and it has to come together today. I mean, the whole work you've been doing this year pretty much has to come together today, and there's so much history already between KC and G2, and of course you want to put behind the unfortunate events that happened in winter. Do you feel like you're over it now? Have you overcome that?
Yeah, I mean, for sure, like what's in the past is in the past. I mean, I think it's a bit of a shame that we couldn't play against, we couldn't take a revenge in best of 5 since that final. We only played the best of 3 in spring. And yeah, I mean, I'm just really looking forward for today's games. I think it's going to be a banger match for sure. I think like both teams improve so much compared to like the winter split. And yeah, I'm just really looking forward to see what both teams have prepared.
So it's road to Madrid, world spot on the line, and I feel like we all saw the tension rising, even on social media with the fans. Is that something that you felt as a player this week?
Yeah, I mean, for me personally, I'm not really using like Twitter or anything, so not really. But obviously, like I'm part of G2, so I know what is going on. And yeah, I mean, I know that there is a lot of spice going on these days on social media. So I mean, I think that's cool. You know, that's fine. It has up more like hype coming to the game. And yeah, I mean, as you said, like whoever wins goes to Worlds and Madrid. So like. It's just like really insane match, so I'm looking forward.
Skumon, what is your mantra ahead of today? And do you have any closing thoughts for the fans who are super hyped for this amazing series?
Yeah, I mean, I just want to take my revenge, obviously, from Winter Split and just show that we are a good team. I don't think we had like the hardest group, to be honest, in this regular season. And I think that KC is like a really strong team, so I just hope that we'll be able to show like a good showing today and hoping to make all of the G2 Army fans proud, obviously.
All right, well, best of luck. Bonne chance.
Thank you.
Merci beaucoup. And we're so much looking forward to the start of the series. So let's send it over to the caster to see what happens when the G2 Army meets the Blue Wall.